What's up, everybody? How you doing? This is Will with Lightweight Debris Removal. If you guys been watching my channel the last few days, you've seen that last week we dropped off a dumpster, and then on Friday we go to pick it up, and it was filled to the top with dirt. And this is a contractor that used us before, and they've been pretty good. You know, they I can't say they use us a lot, but they've used us multiple times over the years. Pretty good company. One thing we noticed with them, they had a tendency to overload our dumpsters, but you know, we just kind of like kept reaching out to them saying, hey, you guys we're could tell you're overloading the dumpster with bricks and this and that, to the point where our truck would like lift up at the front, you know, like not off the ground, but you could see a shift, like tires would be all smashed down the back on our Freightliner. You know, loads are like 6 tons, you know, get a little too heavy on the heavy side. So we started letting them know, like, hey, you know, it's cheaper to just rent another dumpster. You know, at that point, you know, it's like they try to save on dump fees, and I think what they try to do is pack it in there really tight and try to get all that material into one dumpster. But the dump fees out here in California are so expensive. I think it's about 120 bucks a ton. So if you load a dumpster 7 tons, 6 tons, you're not only overloading our vehicle to where it could break our vehicle, you're also going to spend about $680 on dump fees for one load, right? So we include 1 ton in our dumpster rentals, and our dumpster rentals are around $600. So, I mean, we tell them, we're like, look, there's no need to overload a dumpster with $600 of dump fees. And then, you know, you're packing, it's just ridiculous. You know, how about just get another dumpster? You know, just come on, stop being cheapskates and like get another dumpster. We'll bring one out to you. It's not a problem. So, you know, and it's just, there's certain contractors out there that are always looking at the bottom end so closely that they end up spending more money in the long run. We see it all the time, you know. And then there might be contractors out there that rent a dumpster that was too big, and then they didn't have much stuff in there. And we'll tell them, like, hey, you know what, we noticed you don't really fill these dumpsters up. How about using a 13-yard dumpster next time? Or how about we just come out and load it for you and charge you a quarter load? You know, our quarter load price is around $200. So, you know, if it's a half load for 400 bucks, it's still cheaper than renting a dumpster, you know? So that's why we coined the phrase "junk removal with options" is our slogan, because, you know, we're not out there trying to, you know, I mean, it really doesn't matter to us if you rent a dumpster. They're all closely priced. Our 13, 15, and 20-yard dumpsters are pretty close, and then a full load on our junk removal truck is pretty much right in the same range. So, so when someone's renting a dumpster, you know, they're paying a little bit more, but not much more, you know, maybe a couple $100 more on bigger sizes. So, you know, so we'd rather have someone rent more dumpsters frequently and get the one they need than versus trying to upsell people on dumpsters they might not need. So anyway, going back to the situation was, so we go out there, we talked to them on Friday. You guys seen the video, you know, where it said, hey, your dumpster was overloaded. She called me, the person that the contractor works with, that's their in-house like secretary, called me up, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. What's the solution? Well, the solution is we could come out, bring another dumpster, and then either we offload the dumpster into our smaller dumpsters, and then or you could bring out your own guys. So they said, okay, we'll have our guys meet you there. So I'm like, perfect, cool, you know, it works out. So we showed up there yesterday at 8 in the morning, and, you know, we were out there all day. We had to go do 3 loads out there. We put 2 loads of dirt into our load boy, and then the last one was just all concrete left behind. And we took that back to our yard because the dumpster already closed. And then we were gonna like kind of sift through, get all the trash out of it, and see if we could take it to the concrete recycling center. So everything seems pretty good. You know, we had to charge our regular fees. It was about $800 per dumpster load, and that covered the dump fees and the dumpster rental and us loading it. So it was 3 dumpsters. And then we take the dumpster home, the last one, and that thing was something weird underneath it. So we started pulling some of the concrete out, and then we found treated lumber. So, man, out here in California, I don't know about other states, but treated lumber is a big no-no. We don't like it. We tell everybody don't put it in our dumpsters, and we always end up with these like fencing companies. And you can see my fence back here. So these poles right here, all these like middle poles, they're all treated lumber, definitely in these 4x4 posts. And why do they treat it? Well, it keeps bugs from eating the wood, and also wood damage as far as like mold, or it stops corrosion. But out here in California, although you can go buy this in Home Depot, you can't get rid of it at the landfill no more. Back in August, I think it was the August 31st of 2021, Governor Newsom passed a law. I think it was AB 332, if I remember right. It was Assembly Bill 332. They turned it into a bill. It got passed. No more treated lumber at the landfills. So if you bring this stuff to the landfill and drop it off without a hazmat or a, I think you have to fill out some paperwork. If you drop this off without that paperwork, they'll be nice to you and let you load it back up, or they'll load you and you have to get rid of it, take it home. But they can actually fine you. I think it's $50,000 per incident. So that's the one thing with dumpster rentals that I hate, is that you don't know what's going in these dumpsters. You could show up, you could talk to the person, you could put manifest on the front of it, or signs saying, hey, no treated lumber, no tires, no batteries, nothing explosive. You could tell them all you want, but if the customer is just a total douche, they're going to throw it in there anyway, right? And so anyway, with these some of these contracting companies, they're really good. They know what's up. A really good contracting company, they know what can go in the dumpster. They have really good dumpster etiquettes. And man, I never have problems with most contractors. But every once in a while, we'll find contractors that they skirt the system. They just always trying to lowball your price. And then on top of that, what they're trying to do is, like put things in your dumpsters and hide things in there they don't want to deal with. And we see it all the time. And it's like, unfortunately, what they feel that they have no place to take this stuff, so they're just going to stick it with the dumpster. But the problem is, once the dumpster is taken off the property, it's our problem as dumpster owners of these companies. You can get fined. And then the other thing is, once you see it in there, there's federal offenses for toxic waste, that they could apply probably. And I'm sure the state laws have the same thing, where if you knowingly take something to a landfill and dump it illegally, you're on the hook for $50,000 per incident. So, and the EPA can come down on you, all the states, and out here in California, you know how that goes. So one thing we're always super careful, and we try to say it over and over again: no treated lumber. And then so with that dumpster we had I counted 6 violations against our contract. One was they overloaded it past 4 tons. The next violation was they overloaded it past 5 tons. So we have like fines that we can impose after 5 tons. 5 tons or more, right? That's the word we use, the wording. And then treated lumber, we tell people no dirt, no concrete. That's another one. No gravel, no sand, no roofing materials, right? And why we put that in there is that they're going to put it in there anyway, right? So, but they're going to do it in small increments, like our name, lightweight debris removal. We already thought about this before we started our company. We wanted to put out there that we're not in the heavy hauling. Trash, most of you guys that do dumpster rentals out there, you already know it's light stuff. You're doing light wood, what else? Garage cleanouts. People are getting rid of furniture that they don't want anymore. They're just moving, and they get just a dumpster to put all their random stuff in there, right? Contractors, on the other hand, some of them are doing demolition of houses, and you just got to be really careful. And it's like, make sure, for everybody out there, you do dumpster rentals, heck, even if you do junk removal, make sure you go today, soon, go in there, update your contract. If you don't have a contract that you're signing with people, you're already in the wrong. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna have problems. You're not gonna be able to sleep at night, But if you do have a contract, go in there, put in there, that you do not accept treated lumber. And then also, I'm going to go in my contract and change it up a little bit. I'm going to put in there that once this occurrence happens, whoever rented the dumpster, they know by our contract that I have the right to go there to my dumpster and offload the dumpster myself, or have someone offload it that I choose. And whatever the price costs to rectify the situation, it will be passed on to the customer. Because I think and we already have that in our contract, but I'm going to go in there and tighten that up a little bit more, because I think what it is that during this process, they're emailing me and they're saying, hey, why are we being charged this much? And they're trying to, it's like gaslighting, I feel like they're trying to put the blame on me when all I did was rent them the dumpster, right? And they're saying stuff like, you didn't tell me before. Like, we're like, dude, you only rented 13 dumpsters, right? And we told you every single time, even if we didn't tell you this time, it's not our responsibility, And then the other thing is, if you are working with contractors, they have subcontractors sometimes that are coming out and they're not following the rules, right? But you don't want the liability to fall on you, right? So put it in your contract today, tomorrow, sometime soon. Don't wait, don't sleep on this. Put in your contract. If you find any materials that are prohibited, you can and may or will impose $500 fine per occurrence, per violation. So, in this case, I could have fined them like 6 offenses. That's $500 each. That could have, what is that? $3,000 just in offenses, if I wanted to. I'm glad that we have that in there, because as they're emailing me and they're upset and they're saying, hey, that was too much, you overcharged us, I slowly start releasing my ammo. At first I just said, hey, you know what, it is what it is. We're still sorting this out. It took us 2 days to sort this mess out, and I still have the treated lumber, so we're gonna have to worry about that, get rid of the treated lumber. But as they're complaining, I just start releasing a little bit more at them, like, hey, it's a federal offense. So that's what I wanted to kind of point out, that I was using a restroom, the porta potty at one of the job sites, and then there was a big sticker in the back of the porta potty. It said it's a federal offense to illegally dump anything into a toilet. I said, man, if it's a federal offense for a porta potty, it's got to be a federal offense for a dumpster rental company, right? So that's my title of this thing. It's a federal offense for putting any toxic waste, any hazardous material. And here's the thing, I used to play crazy, then I would help out and I would haul this stuff, but there is laws against knowingly transporting this stuff. If you know it and you do it anyway, you could be held liable. So take precaution, guys. Don't get yourself in that situation. You see anything that's not right, it's with the dumpster, tell them they need to fix it. But if they sleep on it and they say, no, they just leave your dumpster there, go ahead and go correct it, charge them, put in your contract. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I just wanted to give you that real world view on what we're going through, and hopefully it can help one of you guys out there. All right, guys, stay safe.